A couple of weeks ago, I told you that if you wait until you need to grow food, you're already too late, and that message seemed to connect with a lot of people. But one of the most common responses I read was this: that makes sense, but I don't have a lot of land, and that's a fair point. Most people don't have acreage. A lot of people don't even have a backyard. Some people live in apartments, townhomes, or other places where space is limited and options feel constrained. So the question becomes, does this mean that you're stuck? Or is there still a way to start building this skill set, even in a limited space? Because if the answer is no, then most people are excluded from even getting started. And I don't believe that's true. If I were starting from scratch today with little or no space, this is exactly how I would approach growing food. Because at some point, you have to move beyond just storing things and start learning how to actually produce. And the good news is, it doesn't require a perfect setup. It doesn't require land, money, or experience. It just requires starting where you are with what you have and being willing to learn over time. If you're new to this channel, my name is Chris, and on this channel we focus on practical solutions that give you options in an uncertain world. And the way I want to approach this video is to really help you to think about growing your own food from 3 levels. Your starting point really depends on how much space you have available. Level 1 is indoor growing. Level 2 is a patio, a balcony, or small outdoor space. And level 3 is a full backyard system. Most people fixate on level 3. They look at large gardens, homesteads, acreage, and they think, that's what I need to do. And that's actually the wrong way to think about it, because each level, it builds the skills you need for the next. And if you skip the early stages, you usually struggle when you try to jump straight to the end. So let's start with level 1, indoor growing. And this is where almost anyone can begin. And even if you're in an apartment with no outdoor space at all, you can still grow something. Herbs on a windowsill, microgreens on a countertop, sprouts in a jar, small hydroponic systems like this that sit in your kitchen. And these are not complicated systems that I just listed. They don't take up a lot of space, but they do something very important. They teach you how to grow. So let's be clear about something. This is not going to feed you. You're not going to grow every calorie indoors to sustain yourself and your family. And you're not replacing your food supply with a countertop system like the one I have here in front of me. But that's not the point. The point is learning. You're learning how plants respond to light. You're learning how often to water. You're learning what happens when you overwater or underwater. You're learning how quickly things grow and how quickly they fail. And maybe most importantly, you're learning consistency, because growing food is not something you do once, it's something that you do over and over again. And those small repetitions, they build confidence. And that's where a lot of people get stuck. They think they need the perfect setup before they begin. But what they actually need is experience. And level 1, it gives you that. And this is something I've seen over and over again. People, they will wait because they think they need more space, more time, or more knowledge before they begin. But the reality is, the longer you wait, the further behind you fall. Because the skill you're trying to build is not theoretical, it's practical. And practical skills only develop through repetition. Even something as simple as growing microgreens on your counter, it teaches you something that you didn't know before. Maybe it's how quickly mold can develop if the airflow is poor. Maybe it's how light affects growth. Maybe it's how easy it is to forget a tray and lose it completely. And those small failures, they are incredibly valuable because they happen when the stakes are low. And that's really the advantage of starting small. You're making mistakes now, so you don't need to make bigger mistakes later. Now, level 2 is where things begin to expand. This is your patio, your balcony, or small outdoor space that you maybe have access to. And this is where things begin to feel more real. Maybe you're not just growing herbs or microgreens. Maybe now you can start growing vegetables, tomatoes in buckets, peppers in containers, leafy greens in raised planters, maybe something like potatoes in grow bags. And there's a surprising amount of food that you can produce in a relatively small space if you approach it the right way. And again, this doesn't require perfection, but there are a few things that do matter. Drainage matters. If water can't escape, your plants are going to struggle. Sunlight matters. In most food crops, they need a decent amount of sun to produce well. And consistency matters. And you can't ignore a container garden for a week and expect it to thrive. These systems, they do require attention, but that's part of the process. What you're doing is you're building habits. You're learning how to manage a small system before you try to manage a large one. And one thing that surprises people at this stage is how quickly small systems can add up. A few containers, they don't feel like much at first, but when you start stacking them, a few tomato plants, maybe a few pepper plants, some greens, and all of a sudden you're producing more than you expected. And it's not enough to fully sustain you, I get that, but it starts to supplement your food supply in a meaningful way. And more importantly, it starts to change how you think. You stop seeing food as something that only comes from a store, and you start seeing it as something that you can actually produce. And that mindset shift is just as important as the food itself, because once you realize that you can do it, you start thinking bigger. And this is where most people get it wrong. They think the people who are producing more food just started at a higher level, that they had land or resources or experience that made it easier. But that's usually not true. What's actually happening is that they started earlier and they kept building. So let's look at something, because everything we built here started exactly the same way. There was a point where this entire area was just dirt. There were no systems, no structure, no food production, just an empty space with potential. And we didn't start with a complete system. We didn't start with everything figured out, but what we did is we started with just one piece, and then we added another, and then we kept adding. And over time, those pieces, they started to connect. What you're seeing now is a result of that process, and that's really the point. What looks like a bigger system is actually the result of many small steps that got us to where we are today. And that brings us to level 3, the backyard system. This is where everything starts working together. Food production, water systems, energy systems, livestock, all integrated into one environment. And this is what we're building here, and even this is not perfect. A couple of weeks ago here on the channel, I was very open and honest about our journey up to this point. You saw what happened with our garden. We failed. Crops were lost. We had to rethink the design. And now we're rebuilding it to be stronger based on what we've learned. And that's how this works. You don't build a perfect system. You build a system that improves over time. And when you get to this level, something else starts to happen. You're no longer just managing individual pieces. You're starting to manage a system. The garden, it affects the compost. The compost affects the soil. The soil begins to affect production. And then the chickens, they begin to interact with that system. Water supports all of it, and energy supports the water. Everything becomes connected. And that's when you really start to see real resilience take shape, not because any one piece is perfect, but because the system as a whole can adapt. But here's the part that most people miss. None of this starts at level 3. What it does is it starts at level 1, and then it grows into level 2. And then eventually, if you have the space and the desire, it can become level 3. And this is where I want you to think about your own situation for a second. Where are you right now? Do you have no space at all? Do you have a small balcony, maybe a backyard that you haven't used yet? Because wherever you are, that's your starting point. And if you start now, even at a small level, where would you be within a year from now? What would it look like if you just had one season of experience under your belt? Maybe you get to 2 seasons, then 3. And because this doesn't just happen all at once, it builds over time. And the people who start earlier, they have a massive advantage later. Like I always say about prepping, the best time to start was 5 years ago, and the second best time to start is today. And now we need to be honest about something. None of these levels on their own are really going to make you fully independent. Even what we're building here is not total independence, but that's not the goal. The goal is progress, building capability and learning skills that move with you, whether you stay where you are or your situation changes in the future. Because your available space and circumstances, they can change. But if you built a skill set, you can adapt to whatever environment that you're thrown into. And if you're waiting until you have land to start, you're already behind. Maybe you're in an apartment right now and dream of land one day. That's great, but start learning where you are. And that's one of the main reasons we built the Suburban Preppers Homestead program. And that's how we teach, step by step, and we help you to develop your skills over time. We provide a realistic roadmap and framework that lets you grow at your own pace, starting where you are now to build real systems over time. And it's not about perfection and doing things overnight, but it's about learning progressively so that you're not trying to figure this out under pressure. We're going to be opening up that enrollment again soon. And if you're serious about learning how to do this the right way, sign up for our newsletter below and you'll get early access to the course and a discounted offer when we launch it. But whether you learn from us or you start experimenting on your own, the most important thing is that you start. Because the people who will be in the best position in the future are not the ones who waited for the perfect setup, but rather the ones who started learning early. Because in the end, the question is not whether you have the land, the question is whether you're building capability. And that's something that you can start today. You don't need land to begin, you just need a starting point. And from there, capability compounds. As always, stay safe out there.